This piece of cake weighs 100 grams. It has 1400 kilojoules, 4 grams of saturated fat, and it's a treat. Something to be enjoyed occasionally because, as most people know, cake is not a healthy choice. This muffin weighs 200 grams. It has over 2,600 kilojoules, 7 grams of saturated fat, and over 500 milligrams of sodium. It's much worse than the cake, and yet for some crazy reason, some people seem to think that muffins are a healthier choice. They're not. They're quite simply an oversized piece of cake. So let's swap that for this. Healthier muffins, which to start with are much smaller than a standard commercial muffin. They have less than 800 kilojoules, a fraction of the saturated fat, negligible sodium, and 3 times the fibre. They're a much healthier swap, and they're very easy to make. So add to a bowl 1 cup of plain white flour, 3/4 of a cup of plain wholemeal flour, 1/4 of a cup of bran, and you can use any bran for this. This is just going to increase the fibre. 1/2 cup of sugar, this is raw caster sugar, a teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 125 grams of blueberries. Now I'm using fresh blueberries here, but if they're out of season you can use frozen. They work just as well and they're cheaper. And add to that 100 grams of seedless grapes. Now if they're not in season you can use other fruit like pear or apple instead. Cut these in half, add them into the bowl, and then mix it all together. Now for the wet ingredients, crack 2 eggs into a little bowl. Add to that 3/4 of a cup of buttermilk and 1/4 of a cup of sunflower oil. So just give this a quick beat, and then this wet mixture will be folded through the dry. Pour it in and then just fold it through. Now just be careful you don't overwork this mixture. It needs to be combined but not overworked, otherwise the muffins will just become rubbery. Now the maths here is quite simple. If you use this muffin pan that makes 6 muffins, you'll have twice the kilojoules and saturated fat and everything else than if you were to use this muffin pan that makes 12. So of course we're going to use this one. So just lightly oil the tray and then fill it up with the mixture. And now just pop them into a preheated oven set to 180 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes. And here they are, a simple and easy swap that allows you to enjoy a healthy muffin without the excess saturated fat, salt and kilojoules.